This morning, we're exploring a cuisine known as California Soul. It springs from the mind and experiences of Chef Keith Corbin. He says he got his taste buds from his grandmother, but his culinary talent was almost lost to a life of drugs and crime. Corbin gave Lilia Luciano a tour of the Los Angeles neighborhood where he grew up and shows us how he's now giving other members of the community an opportunity to shine.
Keith Corbin is one of the country's most acclaimed new chefs.
Got you.
And the creative force behind Alta in West Adams, Los Angeles. Here, he cooks up California soul food, a fresh, modern take on the staples of his childhood.
I don't care who is the creator. If you're creating a dish with the intent to nourish, sustain, and feed the soul of someone, it's soulful.
But his story starts in Watts, South Los Angeles.
I always say, no matter how high my tree grow or where it bends and hovers over, my roots are always in the same place.
Walking along Grape Street, the memories come rushing back, including the near-death encounter that made him leave gang life for good. What happens here?
So I was coming by, and it was early in the morning, like 8. The gentleman got out of the car and literally shot the car up that I was in with my little brother and my 4-year-old nephew, but thank God nobody was hit.
As a Grape Street Crip, hustle came to define Corbin. Around the Jordan Downs projects, he's still known as Fresh.
Yeah, baby.
But among Hollywood and music industry elite, he's chef.
You fine with mac and cheese?
In the kitchen at Alta, he invokes the soul food flavors his grandmother brought west during the second Great Migration.
Just cooking with love, taking her time, being patient, feeding the community. That's how we do it.
His gripping new memoir, California Soul, is filled with tales of brotherhood and of gang violence, and of his granny's sweet cakes.
I've never ate dinner growing up at my granny's where I didn't have a piece of cake at the end. This is where I spent all my days. I used to sit in and sell drugs out to get through school.
Corbin spent almost a decade in and out of prison.
I came home from prison the first time. I seen my peers having things that they had that I felt that I deserved. So I jumped back in the game.
And it was in prison where he excelled and built community working in kitchens. So when a restaurant opportunity came in,
I got a call from my mother, boy, you better get over here, they hiring.
Acclaimed chefs Daniel Patterson and Roy Choi brought local to the food desert of Watts to feed and empower locals.
A concept to bring food from the philosophy and ideology of a chef to underserved communities, food deserts, to bring up good quality food at affordable prices.
It eventually shut down. But after spending years perfecting his skills, Corbin eventually partnered with Patterson to open Alta.
Prison cooking didn't prepare me for this. Cooking drugs didn't prepare me for this.
Though it pays off on every single plate.
I have to start with the thing that takes me back home,
Okay.
The red beans.
It's good, right? That's that love, see?
Okay, so what goes into this?
Just garlic, onion, chili flake, and smoked oil.
Even his gumbo is a fresh reinvention and the heart of his culinary point of view, combining California produce with Southern soul.
Where you want to go?
I'm gonna go for the gumbo.
Right here you
So
have
delicious.
squash, you have corn, you have sweet peppers, you have a little kale.
At Alta, he met his wife, Renee.
What was it like for you to read California Soul?
Oh, that's a hard question. When I read those pages, I lived that story with him.
He says she saved him from his last great demon, addiction.
It was also healing because, to see how much we've overcome together.
Looking back, Corbin says his journey is not his alone. He sees it as a blueprint for others.
I don't hire from Cologne Blue. I hire from the project. We have a high turnover rate, yes. And it takes a lot of time and patience to train these people that have never had a job before. And it's like, if we don't do it, who will? Nobody.
The most important thing, or the most powerful thing you could do, is to do it over and over, to say, I'm here.
That's it.
Not quitting on you.
Yeah.
He keeps coming back, sharing the stories and, importantly, the dishes.
I'm no expert, but
This is perfection. For CBS Mornings, I'm Lilia Luciano in Los Angeles.
You know it's good, guys, when you want to lick the screen.
That's
Bravo to
right.
Chef Corbin and his wife Renee, who he said saved him from his last demon. But you can clearly see he knows what it's like to have a second chance too.
Yeah.
And look what he's doing.
And he's paying it forward. He says he doesn't hire from Cordon Bleu. He hires from the projects.
Yeah.
His
Like
mom was the one who called him and said,
Boy, you better get on down there.
they're hiring.
Can't you see your mom saying
right?
that?
Calling you
I
up and saying,
can.
here's an opportunity for you. And then his wife and all these people that, even as he was falling, were there to catch him. And now he's doing that for others.
Food is a way to show love. That's the way he sees it, and it's so true.
Yep. And how do you go wrong, guys, when every meal ends with a piece of cake? I love anything with
Although
icing.
I want to try this gumbo because when they were describing it, I'm like, kale,
It's California
squash.
gumbo. There's
It's
a local
California.
ingredient.
California gumbo.
That's
All
right.
I'm going there. Next time I'm
Nicely
in
done,
LA.
Lily. I want to go to that restaurant. I go to LA too. I know people there.